Hello everyone, it's Benny Bones here, and welcome back to the long drive. I've just spawned in, and it's awfully choppy already. Where we left off, we just pulled up to this place, this fuel station, and with my lovely little Lada tanker, I guess you could call it, my Mad Maxian tanker. But yes, let's have a little look around and get on the road pretty quick because it is really choppy. I guess all these wooden planks are just kind of spawned in don't help all that much. But yeah, I'm not going to find anything in there. I can look, but I don't really need anything to be honest. Apart from this bar, we'll take that with me. I love these things. These things are very useful. So yes, you might remember with my last video, which I haven't finished editing yet because I've been a bit lazy. We've got a whole bunch of diesel cans on the back here. So these are all diesel. They're not full, but they're all about half full, I guess. I gotta get going for this as choppy as anything. So where's all my frames, brah? So we are at 161 kilometers there. I believe I'm at 600 and something. I'll just have to have a quick check. We're at 667 kilometers so far, so we want to get up to another 50 at least. We'll just keep driving and hopefully get 50 in. My pedals are working, yep. And yeah, we're still trying to find a Trabant Speedo. So add another 50 onto that at least. Minimum of 50, that's 200 and, what would it be, 211? So that will get us over 700 kilometers into this game. Brum brum brum, so choppy. Let's just get a bit of a go on. And let's see if it will clear up as we drive. It's so hard. That's painful to look at. There we are, we're on the road now. Yeah, into gear, yep. Oh wow, this is hard to see. Is it going to start clearing up? Oh, there it goes. And that's all better now. That was painful. Just so much going on there. My poor little old computer just couldn't handle it. Now, this is an absolute disaster waiting to happen. And for the record, diesel and petrol isn't explosive. It's flammable, but not explosive. I'm going to go back into the camera, but I can't drive with that outside. It's just, there's a latency there that I just can't deal with. Great when you're with the keyboard, but not when you're with the steering wheel. But yeah, there's not flammable. It's not explosive. It's flammable. So I've got no risk of stacking all this stuff on top. Not at all. And it's not the actual fluid. It's the vapor that's flammable. The liquid itself isn't. So as it gets hot, it evaporates into vapor, and that's what burns. That's just a bit of science there for you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this game now. Not that I wasn't before. I've done 60 hours into it or something insane like that, 57 hours. It's a great game and I love it. It's just so bizarre. I've recently started pulling apart the game files to find out what's going on in there as well. So that's pretty good. I'm learning more and more about it as I go. That's how I tend to learn about these things, you know. Reverse engineering, I guess you'd call it. That's how I learn. Which works fine. Which, you know, I might not have the most original ideas at times, but I have interesting ways of fixing things. So if I can see something and go, oh, that's how it's done, but that doesn't quite make sense, and I can rework it till it makes sense to me. And it might not be the most efficient, but it works. Be quirky. It'll have its own little things going on. Like with the Speedo I was doing. I'm still building it. I'm just working on some 3D files for it now. So I can 3D print like a chassis to hold the servo and my little LCD screen, OLED screen I'm putting into it. OLED. What a funny way of saying it. But yeah, I'm going to have that in there as well. So I can have either a digital speedometer gauge, or I want to have like a tacho a speedometer in there. We are going the right way, aren't we? Yes. Yes, we are. Okay. So yeah, having a speedometer in there, digital one. Not speedometer, odometer. So yeah, and I'm trying to design it to look like the original LADA speedometer instrument cluster. So that's going to be a bit of fun. I'm getting there slowly. I've got a few other projects I'm working on too, which is I did a lot of design for it last night. So as soon as I get my new printer, which is on its way, I will print that one off. And that is a control for video editing. So it's got like a jog wheel and a whole bunch of hotkey buttons and things like that. So hopefully it'll make my editing a little bit smoother, a little bit more efficient. Not that I'm a master at it anyway, but you know, having some tools to help you out might make it a little bit easier. Nothing wrong with my current 3D printer. I just have to pull the entire thing apart just to make some little fixes because the frame is warped, but I don't really want to pull the entire thing apart. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing fine. If you like what I do, drop me a comment. Nobody's commented on anything yet, which, fair enough. Like, I can say I'm not the most interesting person in the world. Driving in car all the time can make people a bit motion sick, and a bit, especially with a low frame rate. But it's the only way I can drive, unfortunately, especially with the steering wheel. Just isn't right. Isn't right from the tail view. You can do it with the keyboard. That's easy. It's just the way the camera works. If it was fixed camera, I probably could do it, but it's not. 2 rocks. We have half a tank to go of fuel, and we're cruising along. We've almost done 10 kilometers so far. Oh, there's a building there. I don't see a Trabant there, so we're going to keep going. I don't need any fuel, so I don't need to look for boats. It's lovely and bright out there at the moment. So, yeah. Still trying to think of things I can try and work in, like mod-wise. Simple things like appendable lights and things like that, which should be fun, but not essential. Even having just the pinnable things can break off, but at the moment they don't break off. If you hit it, if you crash, all your body panels will go flying, but my pumpkins won't fall off, my posts won't fall off, the dangly poop I got on the front won't fall off, things like that. But the engine will, which I would have thought would have been more sturdily mounted to the frame than a pole which is glued to the front. But yeah, I guess there's limitations in the engine, and I don't understand Unity yet. I'm still working on it, so that's going good. So I finished my last unit. I just finished my unit. I'm on to the next one. So user-centered design is done and dusted. Hopefully I passed. We'll find out shortly. And now I'm on to database basics. So if you haven't worked out, I'm studying a bachelor's in IT. Coincidentally, everyone's doing IT at the moment. I originally thought, I'll do it and get better at programming. But programming is actually quite a useful skill. It's one of the things I wish I paid more attention to in high school. I did a little bit of coding back in high school, but not a lot. Just the basic stuff, and I really didn't pay too much attention to it. So that's like everything in my high school. I didn't pay attention to anything. And now look at me. I'm playing games on YouTube for the fun of it. But yeah, so if you're in high school or if you're going to further education, pay attention. You might think it's pretty dull and boring at the time, but it will pay off in the long run. You'll get to my age and you'll start thinking, I wish I paid more attention to that. Like music. I did music in high school, but I really just goofed around. I didn't pay any attention to it. And I wish I did, because I actually really enjoy music. Yeah, after I got out of high school, I took a year off, and then I bought myself a bass guitar, and I've been playing ever since. So, 17 years I've been playing bass guitar, and guitar, and now I'm learning drums. I do keyboards as well. You know, things like that, which I kind of wish I paid more attention to in high school. So it wasn't such a slog to teach myself. I'm all self-taught. I did do lessons for cello for a little bit when I was 25. I started going to lessons for cello. Such a beautiful instrument. It really is a beautiful instrument. But my instructor went away. She got a job as a teacher in the remote towns, so she packed her bags and left. And I was put onto a different teacher. And I just didn't mesh with that teacher very well. Very classically trained, and I'm not a classical musician in any way, shape or form. So I kind of stopped going. I wish I didn't, because it was a beautiful instrument, and I wish I kept with it. But there's so many other things I enjoy playing. So yeah, never underestimate education. I tell everyone that. That came out of nowhere. You all saw that, right?
I tell everyone that.
You all saw that. Let's take it out of gear. Where's my mouse? There we are. Mouse turned off. I am just gonna chill for a moment so we get daytime. Autosave. There we go. At least I still got 2 barrels on there. Okay, now where'd it roll? There it is. Anything else I lose? That's it. There's something going on. Something funny going on here. The way that my barrels. Let me rephrase it. Let me say that again. I should say. The way that the rocks are spawning in at the moment. Like, I wasn't going too fast, so I don't think there was a huge render lag going on, but there clearly was. So there's my rock. Maybe it's something to do with the snow, because it's gotten rid of the heat haze. It takes off the heat haze, which is what I think is giving me double images on things. Look at the smoke. Gotta love diesels. I should really check for rabbits. I don't do that often enough, and they always get me. Like in the last one, where a rabbit got me twice. It's got me twice through the car as well. Now I should fill up. In the real world, you'd want to turn your engine off, because it could cause an explosion or a fire, and you don't want that. But because this is a video game and I don't care, I am going to do it this way. Just fill it right on up. I know you can run a Not a Snake from your barrels into your tank. If it's like this, you can actually run them in there and have an extra large tank, basically. But I'm not game enough to try at the moment. I should really. I should give it a shot. How much we got left in here? 28 litres. Oh, that's still plenty. You can go back up there in your little cradle. There we are. There we are. Otherwise, I think everything is still in place. It's just that barrel that went flying. There we are. Why are they getting so sleepy all the time? And then it's... There we are. You're fine. But you're kind of lopsided. That's alright. Now let's get back to it. Yeah. The space bar. There we go. Yeah. Remember, full pedal, make it go. Just give it all the beans. I love that. Just wheels spin as soon as you put it into a second. What do we got there? Another petrol station. Just a small one. Alright. I don't see any cars there, which is the main reason I'd want to stop. So I'm not going to. I don't need oil, I don't need water. I now have a full tank, so I don't need fuel. I've still got litres upon litres upon litres of fuel there. I think I have at least 120 litres on me, with a full tank as well. So I can go for quite some time. I won't think I need fuel for a while. I'm going to see if I can make this entire distance. Stay on target, stay on target. Make this entire distance with a diesel engine. You know, I've had this engine since episode 3, 4, maybe 5, something like that, and it's going pretty well. I'm kind of gotten used to it now. It's not fast, you know. It's not breaking the speed limit. I'm not doing 160, 170 like you can do. You put a Lada engine in the back of a Skoda and you can get up to 170, which I think is the fastest you can do. But you know, this thing it does pretty well. It's doing 105, does 110 sometimes on the flat with a downwind. So yeah, it'll be pretty good just to cruise along and get all the way there with this. I know I don't look out the window very often, and I don't look around too much because it's hard when you're holding the steering wheel, trying to keep your car straight as well as pay attention. It's just, I don't know why it's so hard. You think the car will go straight, but it doesn't. It kind of wanders a little bit. Don't know if that's just the way the steering wheel is or not. So you have to constantly keep adjusting it. I'd like to be able to set up the buttons on my gear shifter. I've got some directional pad buttons on there. If I can hook that up to looking, that'd be cool. So if I could look left and then would snap back to the middle, and you know, kind of like that. That's close. But that's just a whole bunch of setting issues I have to sit down and knuckle out. But we're getting there, 20k's in. That's not bad, 20k's in for 17 minutes. 18 minutes now. I was saying this before, but when you think about it, doing 100k's an hour, well, doing 60k's an hour is 1 kilometre a minute. So 100k's an hour is 1 kilometre every 40 seconds or something is 1 kilometre, something like that. So if you can do 120, that's like 1 kilometre every 30 seconds. It's all mathematics. You can work it out. But in the I saw you, rabbit. But when you in reality, it never works out like that because you got to stop at traffic lights, or there's going up and down hills, or all sorts of things that just slow you down. I tend to find it takes me twice as long to get somewhere as mathematically it should, just with traffic and stop signs and intersections and turns, and you got to slow down to go around a bend or something like that. I've never had a diesel that sounded like this. My last one it vibrated like that. I'll tell you that. It just shook the whole car. I think the previous owner messed with the fuel pump on it. They moved it a tooth or replaced it or something like that, and it was a tooth out, and the whole car would just shake. It was awful. It was a good car apart from the shaking. Oh, a little tiny one. Then a bus spawns right on top of me. But yeah, I think the diesel pump was a tooth out. So I noticed the timing gears when you were lining up the top end and the top end and the bottom end. They were 180 out from each other. Well, you align the top end, the cam, the overhead cam, to the timing to the pump, and the pump was 180 out for whatever reason. I did try and swap them around to being 180 off, so they're both pointing in the same direction, but it wouldn't fire. So obviously, when it was put back on there, it was put in wrong, or something misaligned, or something like that. They got it so it works, but barely. It wasn't the most efficient, and definitely wasn't economical. When you think about it, I would get 7 kilometers to the litre out of it. For a 2.5 litre engine, turbo diesel, that is terrible economy. It just makes me think my 4 litre now is really good, and it's not. It's actually not. I get about 9 kilometers to the litre out of it, 9.5 sometimes, which is a big improvement. But it's a 4 litre straight 6 compared to a 2.5 litre diesel, turbo diesel. The economy was awful on it. I love that car. It had big truck tires, just a tiny. It was still pretty big. It was a big ute, manual, no air conditioning, which really sucked. And just the way it vibrated, it was bizarre. It was great when you had a sore back. When I get out of work with a sore back, I put it to idle, just sit there in the car park, just getting this vibrations up my back. It was great. And we're down another 10. So I only have another 20 to go. Wow, I'm just flying along at the moment. It's amazing when you don't actually stop for anything. So yeah, I thought I'd just jump in and do another recording before I have to sit there and edit my other one. Just because I don't really want to edit at the moment. I got work, an afternoon shift actually on my work. So I'll be finishing early. I'll be getting out 10, which for me is early. 10 at night rather than 6 a.m. the following morning, which is really early. So I'll have time to come home and do my editing then. And the way my internet is at the moment, the month has just rolled over, so my internet's a bit patchy. The amount of data I've got kind of has to stabilize. So I'm 3 days in, and I've already used up. Or something's loading in. Keep it under control. Keep it under control. Yeah. It's 3 days in. I've already used up all 3 days of data, so that's not fun. A medium-sized fuel station. Nothing really there, I don't think. But yeah, I just drove through one of the small, medium-sized petrol stations. I don't think there's any point in stopping. I didn't see any cars out the front, and most of the time you don't find speedometers on the floor anymore, unless it's like a bike one. I remember you used to find them. You don't find them that much anymore. Maybe they've just added more items to the game which have a higher spawn priority, which has kind of pushed them out. I don't know. That's where you come and look at the code and work it out. But yeah, I'm getting there. I'm learning Unity as I go. I'll never be one of these famous game designers, I don't think. I just don't have the originality, the creativity. I don't read. That's my main problem. I don't read. I don't enjoy reading. I'm a terribly slow reader. I know it's just practice, but I just don't enjoy it. I like pictures. I like pictures. Just driving along my automobile. My baby beside me, I believe. Yakety yak, don't come back. But yes, I'm still looking for cars. I haven't seen any other cars in this episode so far. I haven't seen anything spawn in a while, I don't think. I saw a body not too long ago, but no full cars. I haven't seen a Trabant in a long time now. A long time. Before they were all I could find, and now, well, I'd have to say that the Skoda is the number one car I find, and then a few Ladas. But the Trabant, there's only 5 cars in the game, 6 cars in the game now. There's 2 Trabants, 2 Ladas, this Lada, and the Skoda. So, and I don't see the Trabants very often. I guess you could argue that's 4 types of cars in the game, but yeah, don't see them very often. So if I was to start doing a series on automation and BeamNG Drive, what would my theme be? I know a lot of people have done different themes. They start their own little car company and they have multiple different themes behind them. I like the idea. I know I've been watching Consider, and he does the Cosmopolitan, is it? Which is a really cool little idea. No, it's not Cosmopolitan. What's that car he does? He does this Russian car. And it's like, oh, that's a really cool idea. It's like Lada's, but oh, we've got one of these ones. Is it worth opening the door and finding out what's inside? Well, they do have a car out the front. I have been complaining. Stop, please. There we are. Let's the ignition off. Is it going to go off? You got to stall them out. Sometimes you just have to stall it out. This diesel engine is a bit funny like that. It just diesels, which is the term for that. But let's wait till morning, shall we? Such a glorious car. Glorious. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that a beast? Absolute beast. The hands holding everything on. I think it's really cool. And you can carry your life on the back. So you are the exact same car as I've got. So I can replace... I don't really need to replace anything, do I? I've got everything I need. 2 headlights. 4 doors. I don't have a boot lid, but then I couldn't get one on there anyway. I've got speedometer. Got everything actually. I don't need anything. Oh, that's pretty cool. Except for the original motor, but I'm not interested in that. It's got alcohol in there. Has it got anything in the tank? It's diesel. Ooh. But I don't think I need to siphon that out. It's a bit much of a challenge. Anything in here? There's another door. That's one of mine. Alcohol. Party. Oil. I should really check how much oil I've got actually. Because I know I don't check the diesel very often. Because it does hold a lot in there. We're almost halfway down. Best fill that up. Ooh. Anything else in here that could be of use? Any more oil? Gas and oil. Not exactly what I mean. Jerry cans. Blood. How much? 1.1 litres of blood. That's nice. Some more oil. A TV. Now I've tried using the TV in the computer, but I don't know the code behind it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how it works. But it works. That's all I know. It works. Yeah, it's enough for now, I think. Don't need anything more in here. Just let me out. Alright. That looks fine. But, that's right. Car doors on this side because it's European. And not what I'm used to. Pull that down a little bit. There we go. Gear. Ignition. Contact. Oops. Want that button. There we are. Spacebar. That's what we need. Well, there's another big boat. Not that I need to go to a big boat, but I would have driven straight past that without even realizing. Turn my headlights off. Don't need those. I love how fast the odometer rises. Speedometer rises when you just plant your foot. It just jumps. This engine's great for that. You just put your foot down and you're just at that speed. No need to run it up. No need to climb the rev band at all. You just put your foot down and you're there. It's not fast, but it's got the torque. Which is exactly what you need in the bus. The bus is pretty good for that. You get the right engine in the bus, and you're pretty good. I just think it'd be a bit boring of a drive, maybe. It's so big and clunky. It doesn't wander that much. You don't really get knocked around by rocks that much. I've never seen a bus go flying, unless it's spawned in funny. But yeah, it's just until they bring in some sort of damage system for your car, I doubt that you're actually gonna destroy a bus at all. The engine is so far back, I doubt you'd cause any real issue to it by crashing into something. Well, it'd be cool if you could pull the back end off, or pull the body off the back and have like a ramp so you can put a car up there, so you can take a car with you. What was that show? Apocalypse Auto. If you've ever seen the YouTube channel Apocalypse Auto, they have like a motorhome that they cut the back half off and they turn it into like a car carrier, and they have the front half, which is kind of the cabin, and they got a roller door on the back so you can open the back while you're driving along and see the car. It's awesome. We haven't done anything in a couple of years now, actually, but yeah, they were really, really fun to watch. And they got like a school bus with a great big snow plow on the front. This massive thing. It's really impressive. Yeah, if you like that kind of thing, like I love apocalypse themed things, end of the world, that kind of thing. That's all my jam. So yeah, check out Apocalypse Auto. It's amazing that people in America can get away with stuff like that. Here in Australia, yeah, nah, it isn't going to happen. You'll get pulled over pretty quick. Even just having rust on your car, you get pulled over and have to go over the pits, and then your car's not worth anything because you'd get yellow stickered, and yeah. So I'm kind of a bit about my car because I got lots of rust on it at the moment. Lots of rust. I like to call it, what is it? Weight reduction. That's it. Weight reduction. Got a fair bit of weight reduction along the roof seam, but yeah, I'm keeping it clean, and I'm keeping it full of silicone putty to try and keep the water out. It is becoming summer now, so it's not going to be raining for a while. It's actually been really warm. Like today is incredibly warm. Heat wave, apparently they say, over east, but it's just fairly normal for over here. Now I am done 206 kilometers, so I have another 5 to go. So this actually might be a really, really quick little drive. I don't want to drive too much, just because I have to get ready for my life, unfortunately. I really want to rack up kilometers. I really want to get some distance going, but then again, I have a lot to do in my real world life, unfortunately. But we will keep going till we find somewhere decent to stop. I'm not just going to stop out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, rock. I was watching the dangly poo and not the road in front of me, which is a very dangerous thing. I really need to get like another stalk for that pumpkin. The one on the left. I want another stalk for him so he can stand up as high as his brother. Then I can put all sorts of dangly bits on him. Wiggly wobbly, wiggly wobbly, wiggly wobbly. Maybe driving the diesel engine is a bit safe because it's not very fast. It really isn't. It feels just a little bit too safe, I think, for the way I play. Fast and loose. I say that, but it's just more fast and neglectful. It will get me there. It's no problem. It just feels safe. It feels very safe. And nothing's really going to be springing out. Oh, that rock did. And that previous rock that I hit did. They kind of sprang out of nowhere. But yeah, it just feels pretty tame, pretty safe. And now comes the end of another day in game, and we've now hit our distance, our kilometers. So we're just going to cruise a little bit further and see what we find. Hopefully there'll be something coming up. Oh, look, there's a double building. I could stop there. Coincidentally, that's right on time. That is if I haven't got my kilometers wrong. Start slowing down. Pull over. Pull. Oh no, what happened there? Talk steer. Alrighty. Let's just have a quick check of my distance. Alright, there we are. We've made it. I have travelled a total of 717 kilometres. I'll just kill the engine. There we are. It actually turned off that time. So 717 kilometres now in game. And yeah, I've done pretty well, I think. So we're going to leave it here underneath the bridge of this commercial building. At night time, we'll leave it off here. I've been Benny Bones. This is The Long Drive. If you like the game, go pick it up. It's not that expensive. I think it's like $15 Australian, which is maybe $10 real money. But yes, it's not expensive. It's a fun game. I've been playing it for hours and hours and hours. It's pointless, but it's fun. So I've been Benny Bones. This is The Long Drive. Until next time, adios. Whoa. Oh, it's just a post. I've been watching a lot of Marble Hornets lately. I thought it was Slender Man. Oh, that gave me a bit of a jump. Just this dark figure standing in the distance.